Oh, hello. One step forward, two steps back. I got very, very close to making a serious mistake. So let's just say I dodged a bullet. But first, let me get a fire started for dinner. First, let's get a fire started for dinner. And try out this new tripod. This thing's like 5 foot long. Are you recording? Yes, you're recording. Alright. Well, actually, you've got quite a bit of stuff. I actually need to fix my fire pit. I managed to burn through one entire side. When I say we, because I usually have fires with friends. Let's see if we can get this thing to work. This is not a well-constructed fire, but it will be. A lot of this wood is a little pokey, which is also okay. Killing tree has actually been pretty good to me this year. This is wax paper. It was used for something else previously. No idea. Can't remember what. I want to throw a lot of wood on this, so I want it to burn down fairly quick so I can start dinner. I'm absolutely doing a steak over fire tonight. Maybe some brats too. I think I need one more one. See if that fire starter is enough to get things started. So let's talk about what I learned this morning. I was very proud to get the plumbing up and running on the camper, the aluminum Falcon back there, and didn't really think it through. So I managed to dodge a bullet. What it comes down to is this morning I come out to check for leaks because I've left it pressurized all night. Turned on the pump. Turned out there were some leaks. I tightened up a couple of fittings and thought that was going to be the end of it. Then I looked at the downstream side of the pump and realized that the vinyl tubing that I used that came with my water tank system was swollen to about twice its normal size, which I think probably explains why I was seeing leaks over time, because I never looked it up. So I double checked and grokked it actually, Turns out the capacity for most vinyl tubing is actually about 40 psi. I'm like, okay, but what's that convert to is in bar, because my pump shuts off at 7 bar. So I did that check, and yeah, that capacity, 7 bar, is 101 psi, and the tubing is only good for 40 psi. So I knew I had a problem. I need to replace all that, which is kind of ironic because I worked so hard to not have to touch that plumbing again after I got the tanks in place. But we'll address that, because what I did was I picked up some vinyl tubing that's fiber or nylon reinforced. It's got a 200 psi rating, which should be more than enough. But the lesson to be learned from this is that I literally could have done the entire thing using this nylon reinforced vinyl tubing instead of using PEX, which would have saved me probably $100 in fittings and made things much simpler, because this is much more flexible than PEX. PEX is kind of flexible. This stuff is much more flexible. So that's what we're going to do here. It's our next step. Now that we've got something going for a fire, we're going to have to adjust that a little bit. It fell farther than I wanted it to. And it's still falling. Time to go get the fire stick. But this does set me back. I probably could have worked harder today, gotten more done. Instead, I took a break after getting all the parts that I need. So it sets me back on the manifold for the drain. I think I have all the parts. I might have to change out one part. I'm not sure yet. It's for the cold water drain. I'll show you what I'm talking about, but essentially everything's going to drain from one hose out to the street or to the dump station, as the case may be. And once I've got that built, I'll be able to drain both my cold water and my hot water. Sorry, my cold water and my wastewater, my gray water. So that's the whole objective there. I'm gonna be honest, that crappy little Kaufman's fire starter worked pretty good. Got the sticks going. I don't have the logs really burn the way I'd like them to. Again, not a good fireway by any definition. Too much air, not enough heat. Oh well, we'll let it go for a bit. See if we get some decent coals, and then throw a steak on it. Let's get to work. I'm gonna plant this right here. Okay, so I'm going to try to show you exactly what the problem is. As you can see, I have this lightweight vinyl tubing pretty much all the way to the accumulator and then into the main feed. And you couldn't see this before. Wow, I'm surprised I didn't blow this up. I tightened that poly to brass fitting last night, and it looked fine, but now that the pressure's off it, you can see how much it torqued. So that's got to go too. Unfortunately, because I pressurized the system, I've got water in the system now, so a lot of it's going to come back at me. That kind of sucks. But we'll figure it out. It's what I've got a towel here. Maybe that'll help. Well, I've gone from nothing's leaking to everything is leaking. I managed to swap out the old PVC hose for the new stuff, and every place I'm connected is now leaking. I got one spot where I didn't reapply the Teflon tape, so I'm gonna have to pull it and redo that tomorrow. And then just clearly tighten everything up a lot more than I already have. The problem is this is coming down to the wire. This is the Sunday before the next camping trip. So I've got 9 days, not even, to get this all sorted and to get the drain system working and everything else. And this is a big week at work, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to get out here to work on it, but I'm going to have to make myself. That's all there is to it. It's just a lot harder to do in the dark. It's after 6 now, so I've lost a lot of light. I'm starting to use artificial lighting inside the truck so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to call it quits for the day because I'm getting frustrated, and I don't make good decisions when I'm frustrated. Okay, so that video segment ended kind of on a down note. I don't like to end a story that way. I don't want people to... If I was telling a story, a cliffhanger would be fine, but I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is recording what I'm doing. Recording my life. So after that last video, I came out here and I buckled down and I did it. I retaped what I needed to retape. I tightened what I needed to tighten. And everything worked well for the rest of the summer. I knew I could do it because I wasn't doing something that no one had ever done before. I wasn't inventing a light bulb or transmitting voice over the airwaves or even landing a rocket for the first time. I was just doing plumbing, and millions and millions of people have done it before me, so I knew that I could do it because it's something that can be done. Having said all that, I am proud because it's the first time that I've done it. So it was a good summer, and this is just the first of my summer in the rear view, and I'm going to be showing more of those. The tough part about it is that I'm horrible at uploading these things, which is why I'm wearing this to remind myself to suck less. But I'm not doing this for an audience. They say that when you start doing it for an audience, you lose something. So I'm really just doing this so I have something to look back on, to remind myself that I did well, that I did something. And I hope to see you soon. Have a good night.